Someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Man, who appointed me a judge or an arbiter between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man produced a good crop. He thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I will store all my grain and my goods. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of good things laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich towards God." This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Just going to get straight into it. Usually I kind of potter about and do a little story here, but where is your store? Where's your focus? Are you focused on a comfortable life right now? Or are you focused on eternity? Now, most of us, including myself, got to be honest here, I'd love a comfortable life right now. I am chasing comfort. Got my PS5, got my comfy settee, got my really comfy bed. I'm chasing comfort. I want that nice house. I want that savings, that rainy day fund. None of those things are bad in and of themselves. I quite like my comfy settee. I quite like my PS5. I quite like my big telly. But we're not called to the comfortable life. When we focus so much on those comforts, Jesus gets pushed to the side. And more honesty here, over the last 10 years, Jesus has been pushed to the side for my comfort quite a lot of the time. He's been pushed aside for you. Is comfort our goal? Because the issue is Jesus doesn't call us to a comfortable life. He calls us to live uncomfortably. He calls us to live for Him, with Him, carrying our cross, carrying our torture device. Is that a comfortable life? Is that a comfortable walk? No, not at all. But we want to take that off and we want to go back. Where's your focus at? Is it on comfort now? Or is it on eternity? In our passage today, a guy comes to Jesus and he's wrestling with that question. They wanted him to settle a financial dispute. We often go to people when we have financial disputes, right? Give me a tenner. No, it's not payday yet. Mom, give us a fiver. No, you don't. That's not how much you get in your pocket money. Parents, is that what happens? Do they come to you asking for a fiver? No. That's surprising. I always did. Used to be sixpence. I would always go to my mum and ask for a fiver. It was for school dinners. I'd spend £2 of it on school dinners and save up the £3 every day for bad things at the weekend. We're not going to talk about that. How did I get there? Jesus didn't divide that money though, did he? He could have divided it. It would have been really simple and really easy for both parties. Jesus could have gone on his way and it would have been fine. But it was an important teaching moment. Jesus said, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life doesn't consist of abundance of possessions. And he tells this parable of the rich fool. Someone who has too much grain, he doesn't know what to do with it. And so he says, I know what I'll do. Got a great idea. I'm going to tear down all of my barns and I'm going to build even bigger barns, because bigger barns equals bigger stores equals a bigger safety net. Right? We don't know what to do with all of our money. Well, we get another bank account and stick more in. We put it in an ISA. What happens when we got too much? Well, we've got a good enough safety net. We don't need to worry. Right? He tells himself, he literally says, relax, eat, drink, be merry. And what does God call him? A fool. He's a fool because all that stuff that we save up, that we store for ourselves, when we're gone, what good is it? It's not good. It's pointless. It means nothing. And Jesus says this is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich towards God. The rich man's mistake wasn't that he had wealth. Wealth can be all right. It's that he trusted his barns more than he trusted God. Do we do that? When God says, give some money, do we go, I've only got about 10 grand in it. Can't really afford that £5. Or we trust in God more than we trust our barns. Because we've all got them, haven't we? We've got that pension fund. We've got that house that we stretch our budget to so that others can see how great we are. We've got that second car that we don't really need, but it looks very nice and it feels very nice to have. We've got that savings account that we can't touch, that we can only look at, even when God says it's time to give. We say to God, what do you mean I can't save for a rainy day? That's the responsible thing to do. What are you talking about, God? What happens when the rainy day doesn't come? What are we left with? A load of stuff that we don't need. We're piling up wealth and barns and stores for the sake of greed, not for the sake of wisdom. Because saving for a rainy day can be a good thing. But if we're doing it out of greed, we're doing it for the wrong reasons. And greed doesn't have to look like billionaires with yachts, because don't think any of us are billionaires. If yous are, give us a couple of thousand. Greed can look like us, normal everyday people clinging to our little barns of a couple of £1,000. It can look like us gripping our fivers tighter and tighter while our giving slowly shrinks away when £5 becomes 4, becomes 3, becomes 2, becomes 1, and then suddenly our generosity is gone. Jesus said man should not live by bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. Are we living by our own means through our lovely finances and our lovely savings accounts, or are we living by God? Are we living on nothing but God? When I was 17, I think I might have told this story before. When I was 17, my family were made homeless. We didn't have a place to go. My mum and my brother went off to live with my auntie, but there was way too many people for that house. And so I was left not knowing what to do. So I went to my church. I had just started exploring Christianity. I had actually just given my life to Jesus the week before. And I went to the church and said, what do I do? I was sofa surfing for about 6 months. I had nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I met with Jesus, who gave me everything. He gave me a lady called Jean, who was about 97 at the time. She welcomed me into her home for, I want to say either 6 or 5 months. It was a long time. I turned 18 at her house. I didn't tell her. She wanted to have a big party. I got told off when I didn't tell her I had a birthday. I had nothing, but I had so much joy. The reaction of the church of giving me place to live solidified my decision to follow Jesus. Even though I had nothing, I had Jesus, and Jesus is more than enough. A few years ago, I moved to Stockton-on-Tees, which has become a beautiful place in my heart. It's home now. I'm sorry that Norfolk isn't. Don't hate me. I'll go more Geordie. I'll get Derek onto you. He'll go so Mackham. In Stockton, I was an intern at a church, and it was an amazing time. I grew in my faith. I grew in my leadership skills. But I was living on £350 a month. I had to run a car. I had to run a house. I had to rely on Jesus. And I'm going to be honest, those 2 years, possibly the best 2 years of my life. I relied solely on Him. I had nothing in the barn. I could have sold the car, but hey, I could fund it. That's all I needed. I had Jesus. I wasn't serving myself. I wasn't serving money or greed. I was serving Jesus. And Jesus is so clear. We can't serve two masters. You love one and despise the other. We put our hope in our barns and we become earth rich. And for some people who don't know Jesus, that's the goal, that's the dream. Big barns, easy life, nice retirement. Perfect, right? That's earth rich, that's God poor. Our goal is to be God rich. That usually means being earth poor. I'm very sorry to admit that. It means living in a way that doesn't make sense in this world. The world says bigger barns equals better security, bigger safety net. But Jesus says bigger barns equals foolishness. Bigger barns can't follow us into eternity. They stay here. It means nothing. The world says save more, hold more, protect more. But Jesus says give more, share more, risk more. And so are you living earth rich or God rich? Where's your store at? Jesus never promised a comfortable life for us. He didn't say, follow me and you'll get a better salary, you'll get a better pension. He didn't say, follow me and you'll have the house of your dreams. He said, deny yourself, take up your cross, follow me. It's uncomfortable, it's inconvenient, it costs. But if we're staking everything on eternity, which is what we should do, on a kingdom that lasts forever, why would we build barns that rot? And so every time we feel the need to pull down our barns to build bigger ones, to secure them with a little bit more comfort, Jesus is shouting, tear them down, keep them down. Don't rebuild them. Trust me. The barns won't save you. I will. I have done. Come to me, follow me. When those barns are down and you want to build bigger ones, leave them down. I'm going to go back to that same question. Where is your focus? Where is your store? Is it in bigger barns, bigger bank accounts, bigger comforts? If it is, this is going to be a very blunt statement. That treasure ends when your life does. Or is your store, is your focus in heaven? Where moth and rust can't destroy, where thieves can't break in and steal, where everything is good and there. Jesus isn't calling us to be barn builders. He's calling us to be kingdom builders. And that means that we need to be more generous. That means that we need to be more joyful. That means we need to be more sacrificial in our giving. It means that we say no to comfort so that someone else can see Christ. It means living with open hands instead of clenched fists. It means being earth poor, but God rich.